and things like that.
Gotcha.
So although you're going to see different stances or different types of stats in this tree, the items are all connected through that sense. And items have really far-reaching implications in the game, right? Because any god can build these new items. So we're going to see a lot of meta shifts, we expect, and a lot of characters go up and down based on these items.
Okay, well with this tree then there's going to be 3 tiers to the tree, so to build the whole item you're going to have to get tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 of the item will be Gem of Fate, its cost is 900 and you get 10% cooldown reduction.
Gem of Fate, 900 gold mais 10 redução de intervalo, ok.
Edge will cost 1600 gold and have
Vamos ver o próximo level.
And 30 physical power. Apprentice
On Edge, 1600 gold, 10% de redução. Ah, passou muito rápido, velho. 1600 gold, 10% de redução de intervalo, mais 50 de poder mágico.
Will cost the same amount, is 1600 gold.
1600 gold, 10% de redução de intervalo, 25 de poder físico e de físico e mágico protection. Ok.
Be ready at home because the drama will unfold, I'm sure, with these builds from honed edge.
25 de proteções físicas e mágicas, 10% de redução de intervalo, tá
It's
bom.
called Fail Not, I believe.
Fail not.
I like that name.
Fail
Hunters
not.
only. Zap, you listening?
Apenas para caçadores, 2.800 de gold, 20% de redução de intervalo. Ok.
50 physical power, 25% chance to crit.
50 de poder físico, 25% de chance de crítico. Item quebrado, cara.
Your next ability cast within 5 seconds that damages an enemy god marks them, increasing the chance they will be critically struck by 15% for 10 seconds.
Que?
This can only trigger once every 45
Nossa, que passiva
And one more
quebrada.
note is it says ability, but also basic attacks will trigger this as well. So any damaging basic attack or ability that you cast.
Now we should be able to see this in game real quick, and you guys can talk me through a little bit more about what the idea of this is. Obviously, it's after you use your ultimate
Habilidade vai dar-
Weaver with Neath here, you're going to get bonus crit chance.
Yep. And so the goal here is really to focus on a kind of like niche that hasn't really existed for the ability hunters, which is
Vai dar
going
chance
into
de
these more
crítico?
single
Que
heavy hitting
bizarro.
crit builds. It has a lot of power, a lot of CDR, which is the stats that you want on those characters. The critical strike is generally more for the in-hand hunters and allowing you to kind of like mess around with that stat distribution to try and create an optimal build is
Vai
interesting.
aumentar a chance de
And not
crítico
only
na
that
próxima.
is,
Tipo, você vai dar
it's a
habilidade,
critical
sua
strike
chance de
debuff
crítico
for the target
aumenta
to make
durante
them
alguns
take critical
segundos.
strikes, which means other characters that haven't
Você vai
been
poder
crit
fazer
yet
os híbridos,
could
tipo,
be
a Nif agora ela vai poder jogar com build de
Oh,
habilidade e crítico ao mesmo
Hold
tempo.
on, hold on. This item will impact
É bizarro,
your
porque o item dá muito
teammates'
dano,
chance
tá
to crit as
ligado?
well, not just you.
It's a
50
crit
de dano
debuff
mais 25%.
on the target, not a
Yes.
crit buff
Chance
to
de
you.
Did I just read it wrong?
So
crítico mais redução de
Oh,
intervalo.
Just a
I was
little-
like, wait, I didn't see that bit in the
a bit of a
text.
So
secret.
if you see here the Neath that's on screen, you can see he's putting this green crosshair on the Odin target. If you get a little closer, please. After the damage, first damage triggers, you can put
Você
that
vai dar
green
crit.
crosshair. That means you're
see it.
fail knotted. That means you can be crit by anyone who hits you, including minions and jungle camps. Last I checked,
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Fire
and
giant?
jungle bosses.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
so
telling me
excited to
Fire
see
Giant
that.
can crit?
Basic attack with his basic attack.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. See,
Anyone can
Right.
be
Não entendi,
crit.
você vai dar mais dano ou vai aumentar a chance de você dar um crítico no alvo?
It's an ultimate, you know, on a hunter. I'm like, all right, cool. So Neef's going to use a World Weaver and what crit after.
Se você atinge um básico com habilidade, aumenta a sua chance de crítico. Eu disse, pompom. Tá, mas é só no alvo que foi marcado, né? Mas mesmo assim é muita
You
coisa,
have to
cara.
fire your ultimate and then follow up. It doesn't just attach to your ultimate.
Gotcha.
All of these items require additional playmates after the ultimate. So in this examples what you saw gameplay.
Mas mesmo assim é muita coisa, porque se você acerta vários adversários, sei lá, enfim,
Activating the fail not
é
passive.
meio zoado isso aí,
Then
cara.
the next ability or basic
E aí,
attack. is
Excalibur,
applying
falei,
the
Edvilson.
So you
Okay.
cannot Neath World Weaver crit debuff someone across the map.
While
Esse mapa de conquista
But
quando?
you can summon someone across
Só
the
ano
map
que
and
vem, eu acho.
crit debuff someone closer to you.
Okay.
And that's going to be a theme with all of the items. You'll have to
Perdeu muita coisa? Não,
follow
começou
up
agora.
after the ultimate. We wanted to make sure that this extended
Cronos vai ganhar
the
skin?
fight as
Acho que
opposed
não.
to just one shot people.
Cara, 50 de poder
Moving on
físico,
then to the next
25% de
one in this
chance
tree,
de
and it will be
crítico,
the next
cara.
tier 3, which is Arendite, I believe. This builds out of honed edge, and it's for the warriors and assassins only. It costs 2600 gold. They'll have 10% cooldown
Assassinos e guerreiros, 10% de redução de intervalo e 55 de poder físico, 2.600 de gold.
Reveal all enemies within 120 feet of you. While moving towards revealed targets, you will gain 30% increased movement speed. When a revealed enemy takes damage from you for the first time, they take an additional 40 plus 30% of your physical power. Enemies are revealed for 8 seconds, and this can trigger once every 45 seconds. So this is really good for revealing where, you know, a potential counter gank could be coming from if you're ganking a target.
Yeah, we had a lot of interesting use cases of this when we were playing in like the playtest. For example, I was playing Nemesis and I'd ult over a wall to catch someone out, and I'd reveal the whole enemy team on that side of the wall, and then I'd be able to run down whoever I wanted that I had revealed by just chasing them down and then bursting them with an additional follow-up from Erendite. So this really encourages the kind of assassin warrior playstyle of
Você vai
using your
revelar os
ultimate ability to
inimigos.
engage and then diving further into the back line, and that extra movement speed you get for chasing targets is pretty potent.
Is it only you, the caster of that ability, that can see through the
Quebrado
walls and
item.
such like that, or is it your team?
It's a team-wide reveal.
Wow.
So if they are within 120 units of you, they will be
Quebrado
revealed
porque
to your entire team.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so here you can see a few things. You can
Dura
see
5 segundos.
the debuff. That's the circles on
dura
those
5
Odins.
segundos, é
That's triggering-
quebrado, cara. É
just
como
from
se você
firing
colocasse
his
uma
ultimate,
vigia no
any gods
adversário
nearby
acertando
are
ele.
going to get that debuff on them. Then you can see the post-process effects on the Hercules. That's to let you know that you are in the Erendite state, and you can run down these targets faster if you run toward them.
Right, you've got
as
that
long as you're
increased
running
movement speed.
towards someone,
Yes.
you're going to get a movement speed bonus as
And then
well.
the first hit does bonus damage, which you can also see he's been demonstrating here. He walks up to them and see that little extra yellow numbers.
47.
Second hits does not, only the first one. So this is a really cool ability for assassins. Jump into the back line,
Quebrado.
alt somebody, reveal the whole team, and as people start to scatter and let your team
Se
follow
você
up
achar
on the
alvo,
cleanup,
você ganha 30
or
de
it
poder
helps
e
you pursue a
movimento
target
ainda
that's
disso
trying to flee,
Take
because you'll be
5.
able to move quicker toward them, and you'll know exactly where they're going.
Okay.
8 segundos?
2 of these items in.
Yeah,
So
two.
Yeah,
Four.
these are
Still two
intense.
more
These are
to go.
8
exciting.
segundos é mais quebrado
Two
ainda.
more. We still have the mage one and the guardian one.
All right, here we go.
Vou contar, deixa ele
Mage and
acertar, não vai
Guardian
acertar.
Only is this what this one says. It's Staff
Oh,
of
boy.
Mirden. Yeah,
Mirrodin.
I just want to make sure I
10%
get
de
that.
redução
Staff
de
of
intervalo
Mirrodin, built
sem
from the
poder
Apprentice
mágico.
Staff. This is going to be 2,800 gold, 10% cooldown reduction, and 100 magical power. The passive. After casting your ultimate ability, your next ability, non-ultimate ability cast, within the next 10 seconds, will have no cooldown, but will only hit for 70% of its normal damage, and heal for 70% of its normal healing. Can trigger once every 45 seconds. So I cast my ultimate, and then I fire my ability. The next ability I cast, I get a free cast of it, and then I
So-
can cast it again.
Yes, so that same ability that you cast will be able to cast again. You can dual cast. So if
Nossa,
you
vai poder
double
castar a
cast,
habilidade
double
duas
cast. If you
vezes,
use-
velho.
Twin cast.
Yeah.
Twin cast, nice.
Whatever word you want to use. So for example, here
think the word
Nox,
clear cast is
Nox
the way
can
to put it.
ult and then one someone else.
Se você jogar sua ultimate, você vai poder usar a
Yes,
próxima
you can
habilidade
ult
duas
again.
vezes.
If you're Hebo, you can ult, knock up.
Oh no, Hebo! What have you done?
If-
Isso não existe, velho. Isso
Yeah,
é.
There's a
Meu
lot
Deus.
of different ways you can use
Yeah.
this item.
Some guardians can use it really effectively, like double Ymir wall. You
Wait,
block a
Gab.
path off, and then they go to
Você ulta de Agni e depois dá 2
The
dash.
foibles will often die, so like the first one will fade and the second one will appear. So there's
Okay.
rules that you'll have to learn while playing this item. But there's a lot of interesting cases that on the surface aren't immediately apparent, but there's a wide array of applications.
Esses itens são muito caros.
So they gave me a new mic here.
É, mas são bem OP, velho.
This item has a lot of applications and a lot of learning experiences to go along with it.
Yeah.
If you try to use this on something like Aphrodite birds,
Depois que você ulta, a próxima habilidade que você usar, ela não vai custar o intervalo.
a lot of effects refresh.
Aí você vai poder usar ela
Works
novamente.
well for your god.
And the gods that you play against.
Posso passar o dica dos Sparks? Não, amorinho, eu não tenho parceria ainda, cara. Não manda Spark, não.
Yeah, that would definitely work out.
Correct. But then you'll be investing into a completely no protections.
Pois eu faço isso, Canel. Vamos acompanhar o Pet Note primeiro.
Yeah. But if you're playing that solo or
A Hela vai curar 2 vezes?
Don't try and shake.
Eu acho que vai ter uma limitação pra cura. Só que ela a habilidade, tá, tem uma penalidade na habilidade também. Ela não vai causar o dano total não, tá? Ela tem uma penalidade lá, não é exatamente o dano total da habilidade não. Mas é meio zoado, cara.
Because of the core rules of Smite, kind of break these items in a couple places.
So like for example, Hera was a example.
Não, só serve pra mago e guardião esse item. Não serve pra caçadores.
And so this effect occurs after your ultimate goes on cooldown.
Gotcha.
So some characters have more innate synergy with this item where their abilities work a bit more favorably. But if you want to play Hera and then kind of use your ultimate in a really aggressive way and just have Argus die so you can get double cast, that's something that you'll have to learn to do with this item.
Double
she can-
polymorph sounds good.
have a much longer extended fight and still get that power play. It's just not going to be at the same timing.
Yeah.
play around a little bit basically with this as much as possible.
And
I'm
people-
sure you
Claro,
guys
cara.
at home will do your very best to try to break this.
Oh yeah.
It'll happen for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Isso daí parece hack. Tá? Ó, esse probleminha foi da live deles, tá? Não foi da minha, não.
Is the last one on this list, and this is going to build out of Knight's Shield.
Não dá, só funciona em
This costs
mago e
2400 gold,
guardião.
and this is for all classes, by the way.
Brown.
20%
Todas as
reduction,
classes.
45%
20% de redução de intervalo, 45% de
45
proteções
magical
físicas e
protection.
mágicas.
And
Ok.
after casting your ultimate ability, you gain a large shield equal to your protections for 5 seconds. When this shield breaks, either by timing out or being depleted, it explodes and deals magical damage equal to 50% of the shield's health, and slowing targets for 25% for 3 seconds. This can only trigger once every 45 seconds.
Cara, que
this
item
is a
quebrado!
catch-all for everybody, so if you do end up building
Depois
top
você usa
of
ultimate, você ganha um escudo. Esse escudo quebra, quer ver, ó?
the shield effect that is based off your protections.
Dá
So,
lenti-
For me, it's like you want to build more protections to make this useful.
Yes, so this
Exactly.
is the focus item towards the kind of frontline tank role. It is available to all classes, and you'll know all classes essentially have 2
Nossa,
items, Pride Win and whatever.
Você ulta de lock no cara, você acaba
and
com o
this
cara,
innately works
velho.
off trying to be the frontline tank.
Você vai ultar de lock no cara, você vai dar o burst da ult do lock, vai dar o combo do lock e depois esse escudo estoura e ainda dá dano no... Você usa de bacassura, você vai jogar de bacassura. Você vai ultar de bacassura no cara. E aí, como é que o cara corre de você, velho? Meu Deus do céu, velho. Vão apresentar as novas skins sim, cara.
Yeah,
Two of these
you know,
items?
if you want to be an Athena and you want Pride Win, and
Coisa
you
mais
want
idiota,
that sounds
velho.
pretty.
I was still
It sounds
discussing we
unique,
possibly limit
right?
this to one per god. Last week.
ideia.
Athena double taunt just came into my
Exactly.
head.
You ulti in, you have Pride Win, so you're gonna have that shield around you. You taunt them towards you, the shield depletes, you explode, you slow them, you taunt them again. No.
While we're in game, can we take a look at the items real quick? Can we take a look at the tree?
We
Coisa
can
mais
try
ridícula,
to.
velho.
Does the
Clumsies.
UI, can we? Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a little
okay.
look at it.
It's okay. We're a little zoomed out, but and we can only see which ones per class.
Rei Arthur vai ficar ótimo com esse
Fail
item.
not the bow.
Yeah.
The bow of Tristan.
Yep.
Sir Tristan said to never miss.
Nossa.
Followed by Erendite, which is
Lancelot sword,
I know that
which
one.
is legendary. Why?
because
Because
it's
Lancelot had it.
sword.
You gotta have
It's-
said to never miss. You gotta have a little catchphrase, pun.
Erendite was actually
Tipo
one
de
of those
Smite
items,
é
like,
isso,
it's
é
Lancelot
Smite
sword,
hack.
That's pretty much all it was.
All right. Well,
But
it's
it's still cool.
especially sharp.
Lancelot's
He
important.
still made Marion with it. That's why
Vai mostrar a nova Isis? Não,
And then we
Rita One.
have the staff of Mirrodin,
Galera,
which
lembrando
is
que a qualquer momento vai
Merlin's
pintar o
ancient
baúzinho aí na
source of
Streamcraft, tá
power.
bom?
Yeah.
200 gemas pra PC ou Xbox. Não vou avisar que horas que vai ser.
Yep, and
And then
focus
Só pra
finally
quem
we
tiver
have-
na Streamcraft.
We have Pride Win, which is
Cara,
King
que
Arthur's
zoado,
shield.
velho.
So this is the shield he uses to defend Camelot. It's the shield that he uses to defend his kingdom.
It's so OP, he can't have it in the game
Correct.
from
Que
start of the
zoado,
game.
He
cara.
can only get
He's
Excalibur. He
already-
can't have 2 artifacts.
That's fair. That's fair. He had too many already. Well, that's it for the new item tree. There is still plenty
Gostei
of
não,
other
pode
item
deletar
discussion to
essa
go
árvore
on
aí.
to now. And we've got another item to actually speak about straight away, which is going to be Contagion. Is the very first item that I'm going to be talking about. Is this the only other new item being introduced today?
Correct. This is the only other new item.
Contagion.
Contagion. Here's the stats for it.
60 de
You'll
proteção
recognize a lot of this
física,
all of a
100 de
sudden.
HP,
This builds out
250 de
the
mana,
silver
15 de
silver
MP5.
breastplate, I should say. It costs 2,050 gold, 60 physical protection, 100 health, 250 mana, 15 MP5, and the aura, which is the most important thing of Contagion. Enemy gods within 55 units have their
Mas vai ser
immunity
reformulada?
reduced by
É o que dizem, né?
25%. This does not stack with Pestilence, so as you can tell, this is physical Pestilence, boys and girls.
Correct.
Yes.
This is something
Finally.
people have
É uma
wanted
pestilência
for a while.
física que eles estão
We'll
falando.
see if they actually buy it.
Why have people been asking for this, AJ? What's the main reason?
The main reason people ask for this is for early game solo lane countering.
Vai ser de redução de cura. Agora teremos um item de redução de cura físico. O que isso pode mudar no jogo? É uma coisa
And
legal.
four-player warrior support as well, you know, that'll help.
Salve, José Paulo.
that lane.
Certain duo laners might pick this up, but we focus mostly on the solo lane application to help
Sim, MP5 é mana por 5 segundos. Só que é dividido em segundo, entendeu? Por exemplo, tem 15 de MP5, no final de 5 segundos ele vai ter regenerado 15. Então você divide o 15 por 5. E as torres, não falou nada não. O baú vai aparecer nesse chat? Vai, no chat e na tela.
But you can buy one of each on 2 different gods and do more anti-healing in a larger area, but you cannot increase. So we're not increasing the cap amount of healing reduction in the game with this item.
Gotcha.
So healers out there,
They're
we're
still
not
okay.
this is not actually lowering the amount of healing you can get total in the game, because it's the same as Pestilence. It's just giving more options and possibly a larger.
Já mostrou o passe ainda não.
Then is the only real difference is that if you've got a Pestilence and a Contagion on the front line together on 2 different characters, you're only getting the effect of one and not both at the same time.
Correct.
And
It's
that's
the
also
same
for
as
you
having
guys at
2
home
Pestilence.
building this. There's no point building both of them on your character because you're only going to get the debuff from one.
MP5 é regeneração de mana por 5 segundos. Você pega ali o valor 15, por exemplo, 15 de MP5. Quer dizer que no final de 5 segundos vai ter regenerado 15 de mana. Você divide esses 15 por 5, você vai ter a quantidade por segundo que ela regenera. Não vai ter sorteio pro PlayStation 4, infelizmente as gemas no PlayStation 4 são muito caras, cara. Como funciona o item mágico que mostrou a Nox? Não entendi. Depois que você usa Ultimate, a próxima habilidade não custa intervalo. Ou seja, você pode usar ela 2 vezes. Diz o que eu perdi. Itens novos, ô Santos.
And you're going to see that reflected on the patch notes.
I've got rings and...
Just to make sure that that's intentional.
Right.
First, we're going to start with magical items, specifically mage ADCs.
Yes. Magical ADCs have been a bit more prevalent than they have been previously. A lot of the kind of competitive level play, Freya has been very popular, Cronus has been really popular. They've been pushing out other hunter characters, and we think a lot of that has to just deal with the core efficiency of the ring tree itself, specifically Demonic Grip and Hastened Ring.
Okay.
So you're going to see adjustments towards those items.
And let's have a quick look at those then. Demonic Grip, the cost is going to go up for this item. It was 2,100.
Estão falando que não pode buildar o Contágio e a Pestilência, porque não tem efeito acumulado. É, mas não deixa de ser uma boa também. Tipo, eu acho que seria muito quebrado se fosse os dois. Um i3 900 com uma 570 dá pro gasto? Ah, dá pra rodar muitos jogos, cara. Agora os nerfzinhos e buffs. Acabaram os itens novos, agora são nerfs e buffs que vão acontecer.
Haste itself is just a very powerful effect. It breaks the core rules.
Tá bacana esse patch.
Ah,
tá diferente. Tá diferente. Merlin volta quando pras Rankeds? Não sei, cara. Talvez já tenha voltado, inclusive. Eles lançaram um patch note hoje, um patch de correção. Pode ser que já tenha voltado.
We're moving the cost up, but also making the stats more towards that luxury tier of item. So when you do want to build into it, you can, but you can't, for example, Freya rush it and box really efficiently in lane super early on. You have to invest a lot more gold towards it.
And the mages are still being looked at in terms of the hunter position of being able to be playing that dual lane AJ going forward.
Tô com código de skin do Cerberus pra PC. Se quiser, mando pra você sortear, Sirius. Falei, Lucas, você quer mandar, cara? Manda no meu e-mail, canalsmitebrasil@gmail.com. Eu aceito sim, cara.
Olaran, also new mage
Solta o crack em 2 poças.
He's more balanced than Cronus and Freya.
He won't. Yeah, he probably doesn't also use Hasten Ring that effectively, so that doesn't affect him. The Demonic Grip will definitely be more useful.
So we're gonna keep an eye out on mage ADCs going forward. These were.
Estão bufando o anel de ataque speed que deixa a Freya OP. É, acho que power de 50 pra 70, cara.
Penetration items and haste just needs to be tuned towards a luxury item. We have a couple other ideas and directions. We have some God balance that's going to adjust that, so we'll be keeping a close eye on this. And also, as we're going to get to later today, we're also going to be buffing a few hunter items.
Okay, well, let's move on with a couple of magical items first of all. We've got a couple for the mid lane a little bit more so. Well, could flex a few places.
Tem como soltar o Argus 2 vezes. Aí sim o seu limite aplicativo tá muito bom, cara. Óbvio do destino. Diminuindo o poder mágico por stack de 6 para 4, ninguém tá usando isso, cara. Como funciona esse código que você vai postar? Vai ser lá no Streamcraft. Pra quem não tá acompanhando a live stream por lá, exclamação Streamcraft, acompanha a live stream por lá. Em algum momento aleatório da live stream eu vou colocar um baúzinho lá, e aí vocês vão poder pegar esse baúzinho, tá? E aí quem pegar o baúzinho vai ganhar as gemas. O e-mail é esse daqui, ó.
But moving a little bit to the base allows you to actually just get a little bit more power up front from the item. We've done a lot of shifting with Doom Orb, you know, with its price being changed from 30
Canal smitebrasil@gmail.com.
kind of comparing it to Rod-Tuity, comparing it to Shaman's Ring, and we want to bring it a little bit more
in line. Por que eles estão nerfando a Orb de Destino se ninguém usa a Orb de Destino, cara?
So we want to just do it, you know, a little bit by bit to make sure it's not going to be over the top.
Okay, and that's it for Doom Orb, but we move on then to Spear of Desolation next up, which is the passive has been changed from 1 second to 2 seconds. I've got down here. So it was only effective for 1 second, but it's now going to be 2. Is the only real difference? It's just
olha, bufar a lança desolação. Ao invés de reduzir 1 segundo, vai reduzir ali.
item in regards to, like, the pen the
2
cooldown
segundos.
provides, but there's other pen options that are kind of outshining
Peguei no
it.
Loot
There's
Boy,
other
essa
options that
skin
kind
do
of shine it.
Cerberus.
So
Loot
you
Boy,
just
você tá
wanna
falando
move
daquele
a bit more in the
aplicativo?
direction of being more
Ou
viable,
Lucas?
especially for those characters with very low cooldown abilities. When they get a kill, they can just immediately refresh it and use it very quickly. This item will be a stronger pickup for them.
Spirit Magus was almost causing some problems earlier this year, where people were considering Mage is not even viable unless they worked really well with Spirit Magus.
Só vai ganhar, o Anderson. É o que tiver, o que pegar o baúzinho lá que vai ganhar. Porque, né, imagina todo mundo tiver 200 gemas, não tem como não. Mas eu vou fazer isso todos os dias na live da Streamcraft, se a gente conseguir pelo menos a parceria. Ó, o destino foi buff? Desculpa, então eu li errado, desculpa. Abaixa os stacks e aumenta o poder.
Yeah, we see this picked a few times.
Então foi um balanceamento.
But we'll see. We're of course.
Ah, não sabia que o Loot Boy dava skin.
Eu
vou dar uma olhada depois.
Sure. And I think sometimes when we talk about sleeper items, most of the times here, what happens is like it's just hard to fit them.
Olha, o cajado etéreo tá sendo bufado.
These that we're adjusting today, they're still going to be hard to fit and build, but
Sai por mim, eu perdi algo
some of the
importante.
trade-offs are there. People just have a hard time
Nerfs e
giving up
buffs.
the things they're used to.
Yeah, sure.
It's a very niche item as well, because you usually see it on kind of the tanky bruiser mages as well. You know, the Zhong Kueis, the Jormungandrs. We saw it in Athena and Geb solo before playing the SPL. So it's kind of already got a really unique place in the meta that we think just bringing a little bit more attention to it, but we don't want to drive it overboard because we don't want it to be like Warlock staff back in the beginning where everyone got this and it just felt really frustrating. So just a little few tweaks.
That's fair. Okay, well that's it for mage items for the time being. But now we're on to what looks more like mobility more than anything else here. We've already had a little look at the Hasten Ring, and that's going to be taken a nerf. Well, Hasten Katana is also going to get changed as well this patch.
Pô, vai lá, Samuel, melhoras lá, cara. Vai lá. Faz a build Aquiles, por favor, eu fiz no começo da live. Dá uma olhada lá.
Mobility is OP.
It's a very similar kind of state of situation with Hasten Ring.
Tranquilo, Samuel, vai lá, cara. Melhoras lá pra
We've
ela.
also seen the rise of those in-hand assassins.
A katana, aumentado o custo. 2.300 pra 2.500.
And she's not even the best case for Hasten Katana. Bakasura, people know, is really potent, especially in like
Kali.
the ring scene. Kali is very
O novo
potent.
item físico,
And
ele reduz cura.
we just want to make sure that when people rush these kind of
Item
items,
de proteção física, né?
there's a bit of that trade-off between, oh, I could have maybe gone Atalanta's bow to get the more movement speed, or I could have started rushing my chins a bit earlier. If that gold is going to set to a Hasten Katana, it kind of just makes it so that when they rush this and get it online, they aren't so overbearing for the second it comes online.
That's fine.
All basic attack assassins are.
Pô, valeu, antes. Muito obrigado, cara.
We were just going over Kali as a sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Arachne is actually statistically the strongest.
E aí, José Augusto, boa tarde. Boa noite, não.
So we're just
Boa
this is a
tarde,
little
já.
nerf to
Já é
them
tarde.
as a whole. Should help balance out assassins in general. Bring up some more of those.
Valeu, Matt. Muito obrigado pela força no Streamcraft.
Assassins and their viability as well.
Okay,
Lembrando que a qualquer momento pode surgir um baúzinho meu aí, hein? Obrigado por seguir o meu canal.
Go down. It was 20. It's down to 15 physical power now. Just for Talaria boots, not for the
Yes.
others.
This is all about trade-offs.
Okay.
We
Nerfaram a
know
Talaria,
there's a lot
sério?
of rumblings about movement speed. Some of the rumblings of these
Qual que é a
builds
lógica
are
de se
little more
nerfar?
mean than they are serious. Talaria's though
A
is
Talaria.
becoming the most popular choice for junglers. And it's because there's no trade-off. They're getting virtually the same amount of power, but way more movement
Que
speed. That's
doideira.
very strong. So we're bringing that power down to help differentiate them more from warrior tabi.
Gotcha.
However, we don't see this problem in the magical side at
Right.
all. Travelers are still relatively unpopular. So we're going to leave Travelers at the current state for now.
Okay.
But we might need to look into that item in a future case.
E aí, Anderson?
That's good to
Patch
know the
note,
difference
né?
between the two.
But
Yeah.
the parallels, although they're similar trees, they don't need to follow this exact same logic because the classes they're applied on have
Right.
such different applications.
We'll stick him with the boot section
Until
as
Plan
well.
comes out with Jungle Athena on Traveler's boots and wipes the
Hey,
whole playtest.
I
already
have
got
done a
Boombas.
Jungle Athena.
He does it all the time. He
And
does
what
it all the
Pride
time.
win and
He'll do it
Yeah,
to you.
you
all.
Beleza,
Yeah.
Lucas. Muito obrigado, cara. Depois eu dou uma olhada lá.
Okay, well moving on with the more mobility here. Ninja.
Talvez
Tab
eles mostrem alguma coisa no rework da
this match
Nike.
as well. Increased attack speed
Olha,
from
ataque
Tab
speed da Tab de Ninja
20%
aumentado,
attack speed.
5%,
It's now gonna be
caraca.
25%. That's a power of 5%.
Agora vai.
Now this is shifting into our whole set of hunter items.
Right.
So this is
Faz
a
diferença não, mas tudo
category
bem.
for this
Não,
mid-season
ok.
patch. I think based on our feedback, we feel like hunters are probably the class that people are feeling the least satisfied with
Loved.
right now. Yeah, they're feeling a hunter. I mean, Mage ADC's taking over. Just a few hunters getting moved into mid lane. A lot of the ways the conquest meta has been shifting, people are feeling hunters are not that impactful. We're seeing in live games the amount of people selecting the role is dropping. So what we're doing here is you're going to see a few buffs to unpopular hunter items as normal. We always want to bring up build diversity, but we're also going to be buffing a few staple hunter items, core hunter items, and that is intentional. That is to buff the class as a whole. It might look a little strange because it's not something we normally do, but we have the metrics and the feedback that support this pretty strongly right now.
Tudo que vira meta e o pessoal começa a usar, eles nerfam isso? É. Não importa se o item tá bom ou não, se tá todo mundo usando, eles vão nerfar. O personagem é a mesma coisa. Falei, Bezemov, beleza? Boa tarde. Ó, lâmina de Kim aumentaram 5% de... Olha, caraca, agora vai. Achei legal o buff na lâmina de Kim. E como a gente jogar junto uma hora dessas, eu vou fazer amistoso se um dia eu pegar parceria na Streamcraft. Prometo pra vocês. Todos os dias na live vai ter pelo menos 1 hora de amistosos. Mas pra isso eu preciso da parceria na Streamcraft primeiro. Então fica de olho aí, se a gente pegar parceria, todas as lives vão ter um momento de amistoso, seja no final ou no começo. Tem que ter redução de intervalo na bota física. Antigamente a tab de ninja dava redução de intervalo. 15%. O que é esse código na live? Você vai no seu aplicativo, Raoni, e lá na sua parte de conta, você clica na sua conta lá, aí tem convite. Aí você adiciona esse código aí, você ganha umas moedinhas pra poder brincar na live. Você vai naquele eu, aí depois você vai em convite. Aí você adiciona esse código aí. Você ganha moedinha. Tem que nerfar o Tot. Tem que excluir o Tot do jogo.
That's the most popular item in the game, by the way. So people will stay just building that power for sure. But there's more options here, and when you get that natural attack speed a little easier through your core items, it gives you a little more flexibility in your builds to branch out into crit for some additional penetration.
Quando entra essa atualização? Não sei, ela deve demorar um mês mais ou menos. Eu acho que ela vai ser um pouquinho mais demorada do que as atualizações normais, eu não tenho certeza. Olha, vento demoníaco diminuiu do custo de 2.600 para 2.500. A galera gosta de usar vento aí, ó. Vários nerfs e buffs, Joaquim.
Hunters have a lot of luxury items at some pretty heavy cost, but you know, Wind Demon and More the Star, they're
um monte de coisa. Exclamação Streamcraft.
And the next item on this list as well is going to be Iqfal. It's going to have a bit of a change in terms of cost again. The cost was 2,600 gold.
Fica de olho aí, galera do Streamcraft. Eu não vou avisar quando eu vou colocar o baú, tá? E tá bem próximo do momento. Prometo, tá bem próximo mesmo, cara. Não vou avisar, mas tá próximo. Tô aqui marcando no relógio, ó. Já marquei o tempo que eu vou colocar. Shaival, diminuindo o custo aí, ó. Falamos do Shaival hoje.
People thought it was too strong, so we nerfed it really quickly, or even during PTS.
Almost preemptively, yeah, exactly.
During PTS, and then nobody bought it. So
it's been very niche application.
That's what PTS does, AJ. Do you not realize?
So here we are, buffing it again. Yeah. But this is a unique passive. This gives the hunters, like we said.
Se o Ares lutar com ele, vai poder usar 6 correntes.
They'll have a little more flexibility in their build to pick up a new passive.
Acho que vai. E aí ele.
Silver Branch will be getting really good with a little bit bonus attack
speed. Acho que vai poder
sim.
O que esperar do Genesis, novo MOBA que vai ser lançado este mês? Eu espero que seja um MOBA divertido. Eu joguei ele, eu testei ele. O problema do Genesis, na minha opinião, é o controle. Eu não me adaptei. Mas ele é legal, os gráficos são legais, os personagens... Só que aqui é um MOBA, né, cara? Não sei se vai ter um efeito muito grande, não. Agora, vamos ver a versão dele para mouse e teclado, né? Imperadora de Jade, diminuiu do custo de 250 para 2.100.
Meu Deus do céu!
Parei de jogar no lançamento do Kuchulain, o jogo ainda está jogável. E aí, Carlos Rafael, muito obrigado pelo seu superchat, cara. Vai me ajudar pra caramba. Sim, o jogo tá jogável. Eles vão colocar melhorias agora. Vão entrar melhorias de fila, de ranqueada, maior quantidade de bans e tem os nerfs e buffs que estão rolando aí também. vale a pena baixar, instalar e ver como que ele tá. Eu continuo jogando, tem muito troll, mas eu continuo jogando. Tá legal.
Well, here's a little look at some of those as well. Runic Shield is the next one up. That's going to have a 50 health increase of that from 150 to 200. And then after that, we've also got Gauntlet of Thebes on here too.
Escudo rúnico.
Decreased cost from 2400 to
Manopla de Tebas, diminuindo o custo de 2.400 para 2.350. É o preço de uma vigia, galera. Compra vigia, pelo amor de Deus. Compra vigia. Tomei um susto porque eu tava olhando o item aqui e apareceu aqui nessa tela. O Smite vai ter Deus Novos. Falei, Joker, não sei. Ah, agora eu vi o JP, ó. Não vai me assustar, JP. Onde clica mesmo para pôr o código? Você vai em Eu, lá na sua continha, tem que ser pelo aplicativo. Depois você vai em Convites. Talismã de energia. Aumentada a duração da passiva de Me assustei. Valeu, JP. Você vai em convites. E Alexander, perdeu muita coisa? Um pouco. A Adaga da Relíquia. Aumentado o cooldown da relíquia reduzido de 30 para 40 segundos. É, a Adaga da Relíquia pode aparecer. Pois é, tem que aprender a galera a comprar vigia. Acho que deveria vir uma vigia de graça no começo da partida. Já entrava assim na sua... Já tava lá nos seus itens a vigia de graça. Uma vigia e uma multipoção. Ou uma poção de mana e uma poção de HP. Pra falar, olha, você pode comprar poção também, amiguinho. Não precisa ficar